Ready, watch the gate.
Hey, I'm Pete Delusky from Chase BMX, and we're here at Stop 7 and 8 of the 2019 UCI BMX World Cup Tour. It's day 2 last night, long night of racing, under the rain, thunder, and somebody else created some thunder on the track right here, Connor Fields. Connor, great day of racing yesterday, second place. Talk about the day of racing here in Rock HIl.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, we didn't even know in the beginning if we were going to be able to race. It was one thing after another. It was lightning strikes, and then it was like torrential, crazy rain. And then it was delayed, but then we started racing, and and before the semis, there was going to be a helicopter landing, so we were possibly on delay. It was just one of those days where, you just had to be ready to roll with, whatever came up. But as far as racing goes, it went well. Won a lot of laps, felt strong, and put it in the main event. And finished second place. Corbin rode great all day, and he fully deserved to win, so I was happy with the second place and back on the podium. It's been a little while, so going to try to build off that today, fix up couple little things here and there and see if we can't move one step over on the podium.
Yeah, you've had a consistent year on the USA BMX side of things. World Cup, a little bit of hit or miss, but yesterday was a great race. Today is a special day. It's day 2. You did well yesterday, but it's also your birthday. So what's going to make you happy, to walk away with on day 2 here in Rock HIl?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've only done one World Cup. I was dealing with some injuries earlier in the year. I did one day of racing in Paris. Got taken out there, got hurt again. So, this is really only my second World Cup I've done this year, so to get on the podium was great. But now that I've done that, I've ticked the box of getting back on the podium. There's only one place to go from there, and it'd be a great birthday present to win a race on your birthday. I've never done that before, so that'd be awesome.
Yeah, so then we have a week break, and then we head down to Argentina for those finals. I know you've always been excited to travel to Argentina. What are you looking most forward to this year for the World Cup finals once we head down there?
Yeah, well, this is our last time, I think, going to Santiago del Estero. I've been every year for the last 6 years. This will be the 6th year going, and it's always a really special event, with the fans and the whole atmosphere of the race. So I'm just going to really try to enjoy it, knowing that we're not going to go back, and do my best. I enjoy racing there and, try to end the season on a high note. Obviously, with the Olympics coming up next year, that's the important race, and that's the big goal. And I've gone through this process a few times, so I know that it's not about winning every race. It's about winning the right races and being at your best at the right times. And towards the end of this year, the plan was always to start building some momentum and carry that momentum into next year.
And speaking of momentum, we'll jump on to the USA BMX side of things. You've had a lot of momentum as of late. I think you currently lead the overall points in that pro chase. We have 2 weekends left, 4 chances. Then we go into the Race of Champions and the Grand. So there's still a bunch of racing left. How are you going to be able to carry that consistency that you've had throughout this middle part of the season after coming back from injury and hopefully get your second USA BMX #1 pro title?
Yeah, well, again, one of the advantages of being a veteran on the circuit and being experienced, I've been through it all before. I've won USA BMX titles and I've lost them. So I know kind of how to go about the whole thing. So for me, it's just going to be one race at a time. Obviously, today we're in Rock HIl. I'm focused on Rock HIl. Next week it's Argentina. The week after, not to be boring and just one race at a time, but that's really the only thing you can do. But I am looking forward to another chance. I've got 8 wins now on the USA BMX circuit. Try to get a couple more and max out the 10. You get 10 scores, so try to max out with 10 wins going into the Grands, and just put myself in a position where I can go into the Grands and just a good result at the Grands will be enough for the title, and that's kind of the goal. And so it'll be good to go in there. And the Grand's always a fun Saturday night. At the Grand's always a fun race. The Pro Spectacular. So I'm looking forward to that.
All right, so now we'll go back to things on the race bike side of things. We see a few little upgrades and changes on your race bike, starting with these carbon fiber rims, maybe a new look on your handlebars. So just walk us through your Chase ACT 1.0 carbon fiber complete race bike, and just for people who don't know the difference between, because you've ridden every aluminum bike that we've made from the RSP1 to the RSP4, and what the differences are from a pro perspective, and then also just what you feel different while you ride your bike, so people can really get that understanding of the difference between alloy and carbon.
Yeah, well, it's crazy. My bike that I raced at the London Olympics is in my garage, and it's a Chase 1.0, and it's all the original stuff that was made by BMX Racing Group. And I look at that bike, and it sits next to this one on the bike rack, and it doesn't even look like, the same. It looks completely different. That was only, 7-8 years ago. Since then, carbon rims. There's a new Tioga tire mold that's come out, new handlebars. We've got, disc brakes on the bike now, carbon fiber frame, and I would say the biggest difference is just when you go to the all carbon fiber on the frame and on the rims and everything, the bike is so responsive. I feel like I don't have to work as hard to put the bike where I want and to make the bike do the things that I want it to do. I just move ever so slightly, as you like to say, and it goes exactly where I want it to go. It's been cool to be a part of the development and see the changes, and I don't even want to know what these bikes are going to look like in 10 years.
All right, so that's great to hear. So let's just go back to last night, to that main event. You rode strong all day. Just walk us and talk us through that main event and how things went from your perspective from the gate start to the finish line.
11 plate, your reigning Olympic champion out of the USA, Connor Fields.
I was in lane 3 in the main event yesterday, and obviously I knew Corbin was strong all day. And Alfredo Campos, the local here, I knew he was going to be tough to beat. And he had a great start. He won down the hill. He had the fastest time of the day in that main event. And so he started coming over and getting in front of me. So I kind of had to make a decision there. Am I going to try to charge in, throw it in there, or kind of back off a little bit and use the inside line that I have in the first turn? And I made the decision to kind of back off after the first jump. I knew I was in third, but I knew I was kind of beat by those other two. Backed off, I slotted down on the inside and just kind of went up that inside of that first turn. I was able to, get into a solid second position and get in front, get to the inside. However, when you do that, I lost a little bit of momentum, and that allowed Corbin just to be, he was gone by the time we hit the second straight. So I was in second. I knew at this point, just ride smart, finish out the lap, and you should be able to stay in that second place. And that's kind of what I did. So it was pretty cool. Chase, Australia teammate, tucked in for a third, and overall it was a good main event. I think to go one step better today, I'm going to have to try to get on the inside. Lane 1 here's a massive advantage, and Corbin's been cutting fast laps, but if I want to try to get into lane 1, I'm going to need to fire a few real fast laps off in the quarters and semis.
All right, Connor, so now we'll sit back, watch you, let you get ready for today's racing, and then catch up with you after tonight's main event for round 8 here in Rock HIl.
Awesome, thanks guys.
Willoughby, followed by Afremova.
Okay, we're here with the Russian head coach, Pavel. Russia did incredible this weekend. A lot of riders in the main, the same girl on the podium twice. How excited are you? We're lucky to have you guys all on Chase bikes, so how excited are you for the progression of the women's side of the World Cup team?
Yeah, it was an incredible weekend. We really enjoyed the whole weekend. Yesterday final and podium from Natalia Afremova, and today as well Natalia on a third place. So we were quite nervous. That was a bit tough season for us. Beginning of the season was not as good as we planned, but thank you that we put everything together till today. So we're looking forward to go to Argentina. I hope to continue that way until the Houston. So as you mentioned, all team riding Chase. So thank you for that. It's good bikes. We're really enjoying to riding them. All athletes. As you see the results. So great weekend, great track. Thank you for having us.
Congratulations on a great weekend. Tell us how you're feeling with your first 2 podiums here on the UCI BMX World Cup Tour.
Я очень счастлива занять.
Really glad to have both days on the podiums, but really looking forward to hit the first place and looking forward for the coming rounds in Argentina.
We're really excited to have you part of the Chase program, so thank you very much for a great race here and all year long.
Мне приятно быть.
I'm really glad to be part of the team, so really looking forward to increase our relationship.
И развиваться.
Natalia Afremova.